Hello friends, welcome to Technique. This is Nirmal here, and in this video we're going to do a detailed camera review of the Xiaomi Redmi Note 10. So Redmi Note 10 is the base variant of the Note 10 series, and this device is priced 11,999. It's a very exciting price for the Qualcomm Snapdragon 678 chipset. It has a 48 megapixel quad camera and a 13 megapixel selfie camera. So we'll be talking about the camera aspect of the Xiaomi Redmi Note 10. Now the Note 10 comes with a Super AMOLED display and really good hardware for the price segment. So let's see how good the camera performs, especially with the Sony sensor. So before going into the detailed camera review, if this is your first time on this channel, do hit that red subscribe button and also hit the bell icon to get notified of all the videos we publish. So let's begin the detailed camera review of the Xiaomi Redmi Note 10. So in terms of camera hardware, the Redmi Note 10 comes with a 48 megapixel primary camera with Sony IMX582 sensor with f1.79 aperture. There is a secondary 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera with 118 degree field of view, a third 2 megapixel macro sensor, and finally a fourth 2 megapixel depth sensor. The front camera is a 13 megapixel in display shooter with f2.45 aperture. Now next, let's have a look at the daylight captures. In terms of daylight captures, the tried and tested Sony IMX582 does a good job with details. The colors are mostly natural and does not saturate. The images aren't as bright as the Note 10 Pro Max for obvious reasons, but it definitely looks great for the price segment. The sharpness levels are once again good, and this is evident when you pixel peep. The dynamic range is also good and it resolves shadows very well. So considering the price segment of 12K, this device definitely performs pretty good in the daylight conditions. The phone also comes with an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle lens, and here images are once again come good. With good colors, decent sharpness levels, and the dynamic range is again good. Overall, the ultra wide angle lens looks great for the price segment it is being offered. Now moving on to the close-up images. The 48 megapixel sensor brings in at good details, sharpness levels, and the colors are also natural without any saturation issues. Once again, the Sony IMX582 proves it is a good sensor. There is also a 2 megapixel macro sensor included, and this is not the same sensor what we found on the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max, and as a result the macros do not have the same clarity of the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max, but for the price segment it does a wonderful job. The sharpness levels are also acceptable. Next up, let's have a look at the portraits. The Redmi Note 10 has good portrait abilities, and it has been a strength of most of the Xiaomi smartphones. The skin tones are good and there is no beauty mode added to the photos. The edge detection in portraits also looks great. Moving on to the low light images. In indoor and artificial lighting conditions, the Redmi Note 10 does a good job with details and sharpness levels. In outdoor shots with low light conditions, the details are good but there is noise added to the photos. But even then, the photos looks good for the price segment it is being offered. Toggling on the night mode brings in sharpness levels and details with lesser noise levels too. But at the same time, it can also get a bit soft at times. Overall, we feel there is still a bit of room for improvement, but for the price segment it is being offered, it looks good. Next up, the selfie camera. The 13 megapixel selfie camera can take some good images, and the images are also sharp. There is an option to turn off the beauty mode, and we took images without the beauty mode. The skin tones are good and the sharpness levels are quite okay for the selfie camera. The phone also comes with the portrait mode for selfies, and here it is quite average and not the best in terms of edge detection with a few misses. So this is the front facing camera sample taken with the Redmi Note 10 which has a 13 megapixel selfie camera, so you can judge yourself how good the clarity of the video is, and also the audio output from the front camera on the Redmi Note 10. Moving on to the video recording. The phone has 4K at 30 fps and the quality is good. The sharpness levels are also quite good, but it messes up with color reproduction and it looks saturated. There is also no stabilization offered for the 4K recording. The 1080p at 60 fps footage looks great, but once again lacks stabilization. The colors are much better and natural looking, but the lack of stabilization means you cannot use it for moving videos. Finally, there is 1080p at 30 fps with stabilization, and the video quality is quite good. The sharpness levels are adequate, for the price segment it is being offered. The colors are also natural looking. The phone also supports 1080p ultra-wide angle recording with stabilization. Surprisingly, the footage looks good for the pricing, and it has come great with good colors and dynamic range along with good sharpness levels too. Similar to the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max, you can record macro videos on the Note 10, but only in 720p resolution. The macro video looks good for the pricing and offers details and sharpness levels. The Redmi Note 10 also offers slow motion at 120, 240 and 960 fps, and the quality is decent for the price segment it is being offered. So summing up, how does the Redmi Note 10 stack up against the competition? With Sony IMX582 sensor, the Redmi Note 10 has managed to get good daylight captures, good ultra-wide and close-up shots along with good portraits. The low-light images are decent for the price segment, and so are the selfies. The area of improvement is probably the video recording. The 4K recording colors are not great, but overall we feel Xiaomi has another winner in terms of camera performance with the Note 10 in the price segment it is being offered. So that is a detailed camera review of the Redmi Note 10. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button and also hit that subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.